What is up, guys, and welcome back once again to the Ebby Space Agency Journey on Kerbal Space Program. We're here for episode number 37, and we're starting out straight away on the runway then with our new SSTO, the Sound Scream, ready to continue dismantling the Minmus station currently sitting in low Kerbin orbit. So let's quickly go ahead and launch this then. Let's go. God, this thing lifts up so nicely. And lift up nicely it does indeed. Definitely got to agree with past me there. This space plane flies beautifully. We do take off fairly uneventfully. We just continue the same sort of launch profile we took last time, getting ourselves up nice and quickly out of the deeper parts of the atmosphere, so that we can use those aerospikes a bit better. To gain as much fuel as we can. You see there, we're actually going faster than orbital velocity at that point in time. Just basically getting as fast as we can and then cruising on up to our orbital altitude before we do eventually circularize and set ourselves up with a rendezvous maneuver to bring us back next to the Minmus refinery station that is currently being decommissioned. You see there, we're just waiting for it to catch up to us, and we perform our braking maneuver here. And yeah, we basically just we get to sort of within 500 meters of it, and we use the RCS to perform the rest of the maneuver, just to obviously keep things nice and controlled. What we're going to be bringing home today then is a few of these fuel tanks. You see we've got two of the big orange ones. We can't stick both of those in the aircraft at the same time. It's just a little bit too long for the cargo bay that we've got, so we're going to take one of those and the two monopropellant tanks. As you see here, we're just getting ourselves nicely lined up with the tank as it floats away from the station. Really simple docking maneuver on this one. We just get ourselves lined up, and then all we know is that we need to translate upwards towards the tank. And you see we do that there. The docking port, as with last time, is at the rear of the space plane, so we kind of just shuffle our way forwards once we've got it inside the cargo bay. And you see it docks with the docking port there without real issue. And yeah, we then go ahead and separate the first of the monoprop tanks. This one was a bit more difficult to get a hold of. It kind of floated really slowly away from the station and kind of almost came to a halt. I don't know how that happened, but the Kraken is taunting us today. And yeah, as a result, we once again decouple the monoprop tug from the station and pull it into a position where we can get the space plane to it, because unfortunately the tail fins and all the other stuff attached to the space plane and the station were just obviously getting in the way, and well, we weren't going to be able to get it into the space plane without some external assistance. So that's what we had to do there with the tug. We redock it to the station just to keep it nice and charged up before then finally moving that first monoprop tank back into the cargo bay to dock to the top of the orange fuel tank. And yeah, I mean, once we get it into a position where we can maneuver the space plane around it, it was fairly straightforward. You see we get it docked there, no real problems, and then it's just time for the final tank to decouple from the station there, to undock. And yeah, this one a bit easier for us. We don't have to maneuver it in place with anything external. We just wait for it to drift clear of the station, and then yeah, we drop it into the cargo bay. We don't necessarily go straight home after this. We do have to still get a Kerbinaut in the form of Steldrin, our flight engineer, to hop out and fix the payload in place, because obviously the last thing we need is it flopping outside of the cargo bay on descent, as Kerbal Physics does like to do. So yeah, we float back to the cockpit, hop in, and we begin our descent towards the Kerbal Space Center. We managed to get our aiming marker fairly decent as well, a little bit higher than what I would have liked, but you see here we perform the deorbit burn and we start our re-entry process anyway. Yeah, normally I aim for around about 10 kilometers just to the east of the island airfield, and that tends to be the sweet spot. And yeah, we make a fairly good return trajectory, shall we say, to the KSC, and one of our Twitch chatters, Wendy, decided he's going to frame the moment perfectly, as you're about to see. But yeah, it was quite entertaining at the time. Welcome in, Wendy. I can't miss this landing now, can I? Okay, come on.
50, 40, 20, 10.
Oh, beautiful. And so yeah, Wendy decides he's going to alert the entire KSC that we are in fact on final approach with that fanfare there. It was very well timed. I've got to give him props for that. That's why I kept it in the video. But yeah, once again we float the sound scream down to the runway. No dramas there. I really do love the way that thing flies. It's so pleasant. But on to other planetary surfaces now. We are still continuing the journey, the absolute trek that the rover base is having to do. And you see, we kind of get a bit overzealous, guys. I'm not gonna lie. We were getting a bit impatient. It's a 200-kilometer drive, and we still hadn't reached the halfway point yet. So yeah, unfortunately, we went a bit too fast. We overcooked it a little bit, and as a result, we rolled it, breaking the arm on the side of the rear compartment. Luckily, with the cargo bay on the rear half of the base, we can actually self-right ourselves, which we do successfully there. And thankfully, we've still got all wheels on the vehicle as well, so we still can continue. But this thing, let me tell you guys, it is taking an absolute battering. I think all the solar panels are broken. That arm is broken. The only reason why it still runs is because of the landing computer and a couple of RTGs in that cargo bay. So it's yeah. It's not looking good, bruv. Hopefully we do get it there in one piece, because the next Duna mission kind of hinges on it, really. Speaking of which, the Duna mission is the next thing that we are going to start looking towards, guys. 76 days for the transfer window, so we're going to spend those 76 days getting everything nice and prepped. So you see, we're going to jump into the VAB now, and we're just going to have a quick look at the Duna 1 lander. So this is the lander that we've used for both Duna 1 and Duna 2 missions. So you see, we've got well, literally nothing on there, guys, right? Because obviously all the experiment packs and that have been on the ground, and that's going to be the same for this one. But we are going to be putting a service module on this new lander, guys, because we need to be taking not only extra life support for the guys to refill the Duna rover base, but also an absolute smorgasbord of repair kits, as you see there, because of the absolute number that we've done on the rover base, getting it from point A to point B. We need to be able to repair everything on it, right? We need to be able to get it in working condition once the crew lands on the surface of the red planet. And yeah, as a result, we just spend a bit of time sort of making a new lander for this this mission. So this is going to be the Duna 3 lander, not the Duna 2. That's already been and gone. This mission is Duna 3, and yeah, we're just getting ourselves a bit newer equipment. So you see there, absolute surplus of life support and enough repair kits to make sure that we can get the rover base in working order. And you see there, all we're doing now is just putting the transfer stage, the drivetrain, and all that good stuff on onto the bottom of it before we then stick a Scuffer Dreams Mark II on the bottom of it, guys. Yeah, I know it's rated for 36, or at least that's what I thought it was. We are going to be attempting to launch a 52-ton payload with this booster, and yeah, I didn't expect to give it a try, but obviously with money being what it is, I need to make sure that we're looking after the bank account. But we're going to head to the launch pad now to see how it went. Pray for me, boys. I don't know if this is going to work. This is pretty much just like an unconfirmed test flight. But regardless, yeet. Okay, good. So we need to try and do this gravity turn nice and early. Preserve as much momentum as we can. And so, thankfully, you know, we do actually get off the launch pad. It's always a good start, right? And, yeah, we seem to be ascending fairly nicely. And, in fact, the thrust weight was still decent enough that we pretty much go up straight and have to pretty much turn ourselves 90 degrees to get up to speed. We don't reach full orbital velocity with this, but we reach near enough. I think we reach something like 2,000, yeah, there you go, 2,000 meters a second before we then decouple and just use the transfer stage engines just to get ourselves that last little bit into orbit before we then let the now empty Scuffer Dreams main booster stage float back down to the surface to be recovered. So new successful milestone for our reusable booster program. We can lift fairly heavy payloads into orbit with them, which is always a good thing to know. Back to the VAB then, we are now starting to think about the crew that we're going to send to Mimbus. You see here we've got our short bus crew rotation craft, just being retrofitted with some extra life supports. The reason being, obviously, we need to refill the snack cupboards and the drinks cabinets on board the Cyclops transfer ship. It's already been refueled, but we need to make sure that it's got fuel for the crew as well. And yeah, we are, well, basically sticking another Scuffer Dreams. We don't need all the boosters on there, so we take 2 of those SRBs off on the side. And now it's time, guys, to choose our crew. So for this crew, then, we're going to choose Cloudtop as the engineer, Dude Ming as the pilot, and we're going to be choosing Staten as the scientist. None of these Kerbals have been to Duna before, so they're going to be getting plenty of experience. And we're going to have Gwenany and Lodbert as the crew to take them to the transfer ship. So let's head to the pad. Target! Alright, we got to catch up to it, so fucking go! And yeah, once again, a fairly easy launch. I'm glad I took those extra boosters off here because, yeah, the thrust to weight was pretty strong. But it seems like a more realistic launch profile, shall we say, on this particular launch. And yeah, the Scuffer Dreams has absolutely no problem getting this ship into orbit. In fact, we're in full orbit before we decouple. So yeah, we're saving all the fuel on the craft. We don't really need to save all the fuel on because this thing is rated to fly itself to Minmus. We recover the booster anyway with the fuel that it's got. As you see, it'll touch down nicely. I think we cut out the actual touchdown, but it comes down under parachutes anyway to be recovered. And yeah, we eventually set up a rendezvous with the Cyclops transfer ship. We know how we're doing rendezvous now. I'm not going to show the whole process because we've got a lot of stuff to cover. And yeah, we then maneuver ourselves into dock with the nose of the craft. That's why we have the nose docking port on the Cyclops transfer ship. It's not actually to push any landing ships or anything like that. as was the case with the Duna 1 ship itself. This is purely just a logistical docking port, which we are using for its intended purpose right now. So you see there, we bounce off the node a couple of times, but we do eventually dock to the port and start transferring all the food, the water, and the oxygen for the crew across. Obviously, the last crew on this had a 6-man crew. This is only going to be a 3-man crew, so they're going to have a lot more time to play with on this life support, as well as a lot more room to spend their time in, guys. It's going to be a little less crowded for them. As you see, we inflate and start the centrifuge ring, and we restart the nuclear power plant for the ship. So we get everything sorted and we transfer the crew across before we then decouple the transfer ship and, well, return it home. It's done its job. It's transferred everything across. We have also, I don't know if you caught it a minute ago, we have also taken all the waste and all the carbon dioxide. All the waste byproducts have been removed and put into the transfer ship. The reason we're doing that is to basically cut down on weight. Obviously, we know that the fuel is somewhat marginal on the transfer ship, so we don't want to waste any Delta V with hauling unnecessary tanks full of carbon dioxide or Kerbal waste or anything like that. So we crack on with taking that back to Kerbin. Looking out towards Duna then, we have a couple of things that we need to achieve with this Duna 3 mission. One of them is 2 contracts that we have. One to repair a damaged satellite you see in high orbit around Duna, and another one to repair a satellite in orbit of Ike. So to do that, we need a craft. Now, you see here, we're designing something specifically for this mission. So you see there, we've got the containers on top, basically with the mission materials, shall we say, in the top of the craft. We've got a Mark 1 lander can, and this is going to be just something that the engineer for the mission can hop out and board before flying all the way to those satellites to get that sorted. You see, that's why we've got the probe core in there, and we've got some life support in. I think we've got something daft like 80 days of life support. So we've got plenty for the Kerbal. I think it was Cloudtop is the engineer. She'll be flying around in this. And you see, we're actually experimenting with a new type of thruster, guys. We are experimenting with ion thrusters just to achieve that Delta V. So yeah, that's why it's got so many solar panels on it. And yeah, well, we've created it. So let's head over to the pad to see it launch. Okay, go. Reserve a little bit of velocity with a gravity turn, but not a lot. And, well, there you go. We do launch off the pad. In hindsight, this was a very dicey launch. I think our thruster weight without those boosters went down to 0.9 on the main stage, and then 0.7 on this injection stage. So yeah, we very, very nearly did not go to space. Thankfully, there's no crew on this, but yeah, it was a little bit dicey. As you see, we do finally cruise our way up to space there, and yeah, we're pretty much in the time it's taken us to do all this, like put the crew on the ship and design all these and launch this and the lander. It is actually the Duna transfer window, guys. You see, we pop the hood and have a look at the nicely named Vesper orbital maintenance pod. Well, like I said, it's the transfer window, right? So we may as well start setting our sights on Duna. We're already in this thing, so we're going to send this thing off first. And yeah, we start our engine, well, we restart the engines for the Duna injection burn. Thankfully, thruster weight isn't really important on this. As you see, we decouple that stage and get ourselves set up with a nice encounter. We do have to make one minor plane change in about a month's time, but that's easy enough. It's only 17 meters per second. And yeah, that is the newly crowned Vesper maintenance pod on its way to Duna. We cut across then to the Duna 3 lander. doing the exact same thing. That's why we haven't shown this making the maneuver, but it is also starting its transfer burn from low Kerbin orbit to Duna. Plenty of Delta V on this. Obviously, it's a much bigger craft, very much heavier. So yeah, it's a longer burn, but also it takes more fuel and well, it's just a bit. I'm just waffling here, guys. It's a bigger craft, bigger engines, more fuel. You get the picture. And then finally, it is the more important one, the Cyclops transfer ship. That's right, it is now time to send the crew on their way to Duna, and we actually get this. It's pretty spot on. We do not need to make any plane change maneuvers here, guys. We nail this. It is, well, once we've finished this maneuver, you see there, we're just thumbnail farming, as, yeah, we actually get the burns, like, spot on, to the point where we get an equatorial Duna injection. From LKO, from low Kerbin orbit, which I don't think I've achieved before, so I'm quite proud of myself for that one. You see there, we're just fine-tuning with the onboard RCS, and yeah, I am genuinely quite happy with that. You see there, we've got ourselves well, we're setting ourselves up with the capture burn, and that is going to be the next time we fire our engines on that craft. But that is going to bring us to the end of this episode, guys. So big things in the pipeline for the Duna program, and yeah, we are just sort of continuing to plug along. I have a plan for the next few episodes, guys. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys are as well. But do leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Do hit that like and subscribe as well if you do enjoy the content. Lets me know that it's being well received. But as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Goodbye.